Cindy, it's been such a long time. How are you guys?
We're fine. So, Melanie, what have you been doing since I've seen you last?
Well, hey, isn't that Kip Stern?
Hi, how are you guys?
So tell me, what have you all been up to lately?
Well, I'm following the footsteps of Haynes Inspector 12. They don't say Haynes, so I say they say Haynes. Anyway, I've got 2 kids, a 14-year-old son and an 11-year-old daughter, and I live in good old Wisconsin. I own a teen boutique in California where I met and married Corey and Haim and have 8-year-old twins.
I'm a pediatrician in Orlando, Florida, and I have 3 kids. Guess who else lives in Florida? Jennifer Harper. She came up on the plane with me today, and she told me Danny Harvey was flying the plane. She also said Danny was going to be in the next Olympic marathon for running. Jen's around here somewhere. I think she's calling her parents.
So, Denise, what have you been doing lately?
Well, I moved to California after college and was the ever so popular Teen magazine. Then I married a lawyer from San Francisco. Guess who my magazine fashion designer is? Danielle Dixon.
So, have any of you heard anything about our 8th grade graduating class?
Well, I went to SeaWorld and saw Debbie Gillick and Mike Petro. They're SeaWorld's personal marine biologist. Jeanette Belton is the whale trainer there also.
Guess who I saw in my favorite soap? Donna Robleski.
What soap?
Under the Sea, she played the dolphin psychologist. Speaking of TV, I was flipping through the channels the other day, and guess who I saw VJing on MTV? Megan Espinor. Do you remember her? Well, she was hosting an editorial on Scruff and the Mischiefs, a new wave rock band with Kim Henderson, Leslie Gardner, and Jennifer Collette.
My husband loves to watch basketball, and he saw John Eisner and Josh Homan playing for the LA Lakers.
That's funny, because my son saw Sean Oregon playing for the basketball New York Knicks.
Has anybody heard about Randy Homan? I haven't seen her in such a long time.
Well, I've heard that she's got her own law office in Palm Springs and she's a divorce lawyer.
Didn't she handle Patrick Swayze's divorce?
Yeah, and didn't he marry Jody Gray, his #1 fan? I think he did. I also heard that Jody played center for the Harlem Globetrotters with Skywalker.
Speaking of all these superstars, have you guys heard what Colleen Isley and Terry Carper doing?
No, what?
They opened their own agency called Green Institute of Interior Design.
And did you know Sherry married Johnny Depp and Colleen married Trey Ames? Look, there's Jen.
We were just talking about our old 8th grade class and what everybody's doing. What have you been doing lately? Well, I'm a special education teacher in Orlando, Florida. I'm married and have a kid, age 3. Do you remember Andrew Bowden? Yeah, what about him? He's principal of my school.
Really?
Yeah, and I went to a teacher's convention, and guess who I saw? Beth Gormley and Trudy Squirtley. Beth is a kindergarten teacher, and Trudy is a nursery school teacher.
Hey, Cindy, remember that old car I had in high school? Well, I decided to junk it, and I took it to Mike's salvage, and guess who Mike was?
Mike Miller.
Yeah, how'd you know?
On the plane, I was reading the newspaper and saw that John Hitzel and Jim Duffy played for the New York Yankees. Jim played shortstop and John played second base. I also read that Chris Underwood is defensive end for the New York Jets. The paper said he was injured, and there was a comment from his doctor, Teresa Smith.
Wow, look how famous everybody's getting.
I saw a TV special on rock music, and you won't believe who one of the singers was. Catherine Era. You know, the one with the wild hair. She's like the newest Madonna. I think I saw that. Not only Catherine was on it, but so was Andy Chanel. He was bass guitarist for a rock band.
That's neat. You know who Cindy and I saw at the Chicago airport while we were changing planes?
Who?
Josh Fink. He's a movie star and was shooting an action scene in the airport for Star Wars 9. Afterwards, we talked to him, and he said he had 5 horses, and he lives on a ranch in Montana with 3 screaming muties.
Talk about rich. Do you know who else is rich? Robert Boyle. He's a multi-billionaire. And I also heard that Mr. Short was the first teacher to win the lottery, and he's a multi-millionaire. Too bad he's too old to spend it. What about Dale Henderson? Has anybody heard about him?
I took my kids to a pro wrestling tournament in Tampa, Florida, and he was in it. I think he won the big trophy.
Oh, guess who else I saw? Debbie Christensen. She's a cosmetologist. She came to my boutique to do demonstrations on a new line of cosmetics. You know who I saw in a commercial? Matt Treacy. He was advertising his own business that he has in California. He's a pipe fitter. It's so great to know what everybody's been doing. Oh, by the way, I went into the veterinarian the other day because my dog was sick. I walked into the office and there was Jessica Spinos, the veterinarian assistant.
Since I'm the owner of Teen Magazine, I like to look at other magazines that are on the competition with. One day, I was looking at this Post magazine from England, and on the cover was this picture taken by the photographer, Candace Vivian.
I forgot to tell you that I went to medical school with Jennifer Wallace. We graduated a few years ago, and now she has her own pediatrician's office in New Hampshire.
I was surprised to see Jamie Tribal and Mike Griffith still together. I hired an architect agency to design my boutique, and they showed up as representatives. It turned out that they're working for Mike's father.
I went to the beach about a month ago, and guess who I saw? Rob and Nola and Chris Murator. They're professional skateboarders, and they did an exhibition. They were really good.
There was a new mall I just went into in Florida. I couldn't believe what engineers built it. Tim Fagan and Mike Pepe. I saw them there while they were inspecting it to make sure it didn't collapse. They told me that Matt Salerno was their computer engineer, but he was on vacation at the time.
Speaking of time, is my watch right? Hey, is that Mrs. Morris, the famous world traveler? Hi, Mrs. Morris.
Hi, Mrs. Morris.
If that clock is right, then I better be going. Well, I hope we can get together soon. Bye.
I've got to go too. Let's